here's Marques Maybin and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Middays with Marques Maybin. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And people, I feel your energy. I felt your road rage in traffic. You get a very, very, very poor grade for handling traffic this morning. But I still felt the energy, so that's a good thing. We're going to have a good time today. Steve Rummage in the building, Brian, all in the booth.
I felt pretty good. I feel pretty good today, even with the rain. It's draft day. We're going to talk about that.
Cowboys representative.
Yeah, absolutely. I have my Dallas Cowboys gear and my American flavored shorts and shoes.
Vikings represented too?
Yeah, they're not America's team. But we have I got to square it away. I feel a big weight lifted off of me. I finally got to apologize, and I found my maintenance man. So that feels
I was
good.
wondering. I went past him today, and he
yeah.
kind of scurried off, and I'm like,
I know.
Is he going to avoid us now because Steve out here bullying people?
I know. So I felt good about that.
What did you say?
Oh, I just told him, I said, I'm sorry. I said, I was kind of snappy that day, man. I said, I really appreciate it that you warned me about that. I said, I pulled back out. I said, that toe guy, man, I'd already pissed me off. I was like, man.
So you told him the whole,
okay.
And
I was like, I was totally bitey at you, man. I was like, it wasn't your fault. I said, I appreciate that. So he was like, oh man, it's all right. I was just letting you know. I was like, all right, cool. So I felt really good because it was totally my fault.
That's got to be a weight lifted. Seriously,
it did. It felt good. I was like, okay, good. I finally caught him. So I've been looking for him every day. But yeah, so that was good. So I got that off my chest now.
I'm glad you did that, Steve.
Me too.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, me too. So yeah, man, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff to talk about today.
Coach Satterfield
with
the State of the Union yesterday.
Indeed. I did enjoy that.
Good job, Coach.
419.
Uh-huh.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
Well, like you guys said, it's draft day, and draft day to me is one of my favorite days. I know a lot of people can either take or leave the NFL draft. Some people are like, yeah, I'll look up the draft picks later, and some people just get entrenched by it. I'm one of those guys. And so between the three of us, we got 3 picks in the first 14 picks of the draft, with the Cowboys, the Cowboys at 10, the Lions at 7, the Vikings at 14.
The Lions will end up at 10.
I know that's what I was going to say. They're looking.
Jerry Jones got to come through Detroit.
I think there's going to be a lot of movement. And I like to keep up with all the rumors for like the week kind of leading up to the draft. And I really have no idea what the Vikings are going to do. They need an offensive line. They could use a defensive line. But now the most recent rumors are with some of these quarterbacks, possibly either Trey Lance or Justin Fields slipping a little bit in the draft. The Vikings might go ahead and grab their quarterback of the future so they can get rid of Kirk Cousins' big contract next year.
No, they won't. You're stuck with Kirk Cousins.
They're going to
Brian.
take the linebacker out of Kentucky.
Dude, he goes.
That's
so
who the Vikings are going to take.
27 million. I'd be so mad. He's at like 27 million right now, and he goes up to like 42 million a year next year.
By the way, people, Brian is also, if you hear a little extra pep in his step, Steve brought him cherry Dr. Pepper?
No,
it's Dr. Pepper Zero.
Dr. Pepper Zero sugar, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, like I drink. It doesn't take a lot to get me excited. He brought in the Dr. Pepper, and I was like, this is gonna be a good day. And like, I
knew he needed one too. I got. Look,
how did you know that?
I don't know. We're all together so much. Look, I pulled mine out the fridge, and I was like, I'm gonna take Brian Hall one today. I pulled one out. I pulled 2 out. I was like, I'm gonna take him for Brian.
Good call.
Dude, it's so appreciated. I drink Dr. Pepper religiously. It's a bad habit that I have right now.
Sure. my teeth are falling out as we speak. I drink so much soda. Literally, I'm missing a tooth.
Oh,
I know. It's terrible.
It's a bad habit.
But hey, if I can get to the zero sugar, so Steve brought this in for me the other day, and I tried a little bit of his, and now he brought me my own, and I cannot taste that big of a difference between the zero sugar and the regular Dr. Pepper.
We weren't sharing drinks.
Yeah. But listen, I'm sure my cocktails aren't doing anything good for myself either.
Speaking of sharing drinks,
no,
go ahead.
I wasn't ready for that one.
I had a good segue, but I didn't realize you were in the middle of the story. So never mind. Go ahead, tell your cocktail story.
No, I forgot it now. And
speaking of sharing drinks, Louisville Ole Miss 100% capacity.
Let's go, USA.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna feel good in there. Isn't it?
Listen,
It's gonna be welcome back to football.
and for all of you sponsors, and listen, it's been a kind of a risky sports year. The sponsors who have entrusted us have gotten 7 times their value, working with ESPN Louisville. So now's the time to jump back in, people.
Yeah,
the sports world is opening back up. And
I legitimately am excited about the X-Man. It is going to be like, okay, it finally is like, okay, it feels like I show my son, I'm like, all right, man, let's get tickets. We're going to go down. We're going to do it like we used to do it, man. Like, hey, go down for the game. I'm going to do the show probably on Friday down there. It's like,
so I have to
we play on Monday. We'll do the show Monday.
I have to do this, Steve, because listen, how you have lingering things that you have to get off your chest, and
yeah,
I have to too. And sometimes it's bragging, sometimes it's apologies. Y'all were with me when a special moment happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad y'all got to share that special moment with me.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, everybody knows that I've had the Derby sneaker ball event coming up
tonight, right?
Yeah, tonight.
Excited?
Very, very excited.
Have you seen him yet?
And hold on,
It's coming.
It's coming. So I was kind of okay. I wasn't going last minute. I was just kind of letting everybody else work at their pace. I'm not one to like, hey man, you said you were gonna do this for me, and I need you to do it. Listen, if you say you're gonna do it, you don't do it, then cool, you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Figure out another way. Because I don't press people.
I'm the same way.
So I'm not gonna be, hey man, So basically, there was a little bit of miscommunication on the date that I need them, but it's all good, no big deal. Y'all were with me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
My guy comes in to pick up the shoes that I'm gonna need customized.
Yes, he did.
Jason says, "Yeah, man, it's a quick job. I'm gonna go ahead and take your shoes to the master."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Listen, I'm good, but he's the master."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hey, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this name, but you should.
Absolutely.
In the sneaker world, you should know this name already. And if you don't, the name is Dinero Andretti.
I know that name.
Where do you know that name from, Steve?
Well, I'll be honest. I first came across that name when Dwayne Sutton had his customized shoes for, I think it was senior night for him.
So you didn't know he did the Montrez shoes?
No, I did. I mean, I did after the Dwayne. I do now. I mean, I do now. But like that was kind of the first time I was like, man, those are sick. I was like, where did he get those done? And then I started looking it up, and I'm like,
Louisville.
Oh, yeah,
Louisville.
I know.
We have quite possibly the best shoe artist in the country.
Yeah, he's incredible, man.
Right here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Russians are on his page trying to schedule to get their shoes sent to the United States of America to be customized and then sent back.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, no, they're amazing.
There is a sheik in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That's saying, hey, I need those shoes.
Yeah.
Just, hey, get me this guy.
The sheik is like, look, I'm gonna send you this white pair of Adidas I picked up at Kohl's. I'm gonna send
Steve.
I'm gonna need you to deck them out and then get them back to Saudi Arabia.
Steve.
Yeah.
Had I known that quite possibly the best shoe artist in the United States of America was going to be working on my shoes, I damn sure would have paid more
every day
than $30 at Burlington.
Every day. Every day.
I should have brought cowboy boot size white Adidas.
Oh, yeah.
That man, listen, he's gonna look at these shoes and
but this is what Maybin wears. Look, I saw them and I was like, dude, those are sick. I want to get me a pair to roll around in Vegas just
For a weekend.
yeah, for a week. And I'll probably throw them away after that. But you sent them off to the best.
Oh God.
You should at least got Ultra Boost or something.
Anything.
Like,
Anything. I'm so embarrassed. But people, that's what I'm telling you. Like the Lord of sneaker design
yeah.
is going. And here's the thing too, Steve, you're like, have you seen him yet? Are you worried? And I'm like, no, I'm not worried. If I have to go pick them up from his house in my dress clothes,
No, they're amazing.
on the way to the event, I don't care. So if you're listening and you're putting on the final touches, take your time.
Take your time, man. Listen, take your time,
We
bro.
got till 5 o'clock tonight.
I told
No,
Marcus, I said,
The event's not till 9 o'clock tonight.
Oh, we got till 8
yeah.
o'clock tonight.
yeah,
man.
Marcus, or Brian, you ain't went out in a while, have you? Listen,
Is it sunny outside right now?
you listen. Here's the thing, man. I told Marcus yesterday. I said, what are you gonna do when they come back? And they're like, hey, man, I thought it was a good idea to put a picture of Steve on there, so we drew a picture of Steve. Thanks.
A stick figure of Steve.
Yeah, like a little mural, just like Steve throwing up gang signs or something like West Coast. Yeah, no, that is incredible though, man, and I am 100% certain they're gonna look amazing.
He's talking about putting like he talked about different things like putting a number 5 on it, putting the downtown skyline, putting a cardinal bird. He had all these ideas.
Yeah, and again, I was.
Now remember, it's a 24-hour turnaround, so like
right.
It may be some things.
It's not gonna look like Trez's shoes.
Yeah, like we might be.
I agree, but I think he also knows that it's about to go to an event and he gets to show him off.
Listen, Philadelphia.
I got called Trez, man.
Philadelphia,
Former teammate.
Atlanta. That is an awesome drop that Steve just threw in there.
Yeah, y'all ever had
Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Louisville will be streaming this event of sneakers.
Have y'all ever got a text message, not count Marcus? Have y'all ever got a text message and it was like, hey, how do I get in this game? I can get you to the guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it? Who's this? This is Trez. I'm like, how do I respond to this? Because I'm like, I don't know any Trezes in Bullitt County. So I'm like, look, so you know what I wrote back? The Trez. he was like, yeah.
Why did I know this story, Steve?
We were at the golf course. We were at Russ Smith's golf course.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we were there, and we were before we walked in, and I was like, "D-Trez." He was like, "Yeah."
Did you respond back? Shouldn't be hard. We just go to the gate and say you're the Trez.
No. I was like, "Oh, I got you." I was like, he'll hit you up in a few. Walked into Tim Barnett. I'm like, hey, man, Trez, just hit me up if I want to call him.
Right now?
Yeah.
Is that what you doing?
He was like, for real? Yeah, all right. Yeah, I got it. No, man, that was awesome, man. That was one of the, I ain't even gonna lie, man. That was one of the funnest experiences of my life. It was a blast. But yeah, no, that's awesome though, man. So
I got this little cough hang up that it just won't go.
That's
away.
okay. That's okay, because while you're doing that, the reason why that's such a big deal when we say things like that is one of the texters reminded us, shout out 93.9 The Ville, the most listened to sports station in the month of March.
I don't even want to say that out loud because I don't know if it's true or not.
How about that? I mean, it was from WDRB, so I think it was pretty true.
Yeah,
how about that, man? Like, yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Appreciate everybody that listens, tunes in, calls in, texts in. We enjoy it. It's fun. We have a great time. Hope people realize how great of a time we're having. So even if you don't like us, appreciate you listening to us. So that was good news. Did you see that, Brian, yesterday on Twitter floating around?
I did, yeah.
And also, Brian,
Sportszone, I was so excited about it.
Did you also listen to Satterfield yesterday, or do we have?
I
that
listened
clip?
to bits and pieces of it. I got it cut up if you want me to get you a sound sheet.
We are going to want to sound. I'm not going to go straight into that.
Yeah,
but there's going to be some takeaways that we talk about in general. So, which subject do you think the people are going to want to talk about today, just for start us off?
Well, I mean, I think as far as the Satterfield conversation goes, I thought it was a great kind of address because, and I did like how quickly he just he kind of was like, look, man, I know some of y'all little worried. Some of y'all a little upset, whatever. But, look, so let me go ahead and address this. What's going on, which, by the way, Louisville will probably get another one this weekend with Papa Williams. But
didn't he sound like he had such a great plan and explaining, hey, listen, we're not sure how they're going to count the word super senior is probably going to be the new word you hear. The extra year senior, talking about, we're not sure how they're going to count super seniors against our scholarship. So we have to address that. He said, we're going to be extremely selective because we may only have 10 or 12 scholarships to give out.
He even gave positions. I mean, he even gave positions.
So, what did he say? Safety?
Yeah, he said DBs because we do. I mean, our starting defensive backs this year are as good as we've had in a long time. But we need some depth there.
Mm-hmm.
And the depth that we have right now is kind of young. So I think getting 3 or 4 more guys in there and Keitrell Clark, I mean, he's a good chance he's a league guy after this year. Kendrick Duncan, the way he looks, I mean, imagine the league is sniff around on him a little bit, which he might be a grad guy anyway. So I think he's gone no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, so that'd be 2 big pieces right there that I think you probably expect to lose. Chandler Jones is back. Obviously, you've got Ben Perry who's going to step in. The Lovey Jenkins situation, we're kind of holding out on at the moment till more details come out. But I would assume he probably plays, this year. So unless something else comes out, then they'll probably let him go. But I mean, as of now, you would assume he's probably playing Greedy Vance. So I mean, there's names out there that are good, but you do need depth. You need depth.
And also, again, I didn't know if we were going to particularly go sound bites or kind of play, what he had to say. Maybe we'll put the whole thing in its entirety at the end. And we'll end up definitely taking a quick early commercial break to give Brian a little bit of time to get the sound sheet in. But I will say he talked about the PRs, which are the personal records. Yeah. He seemed extremely happy about that. The thing is that he hadn't had enough time to compare it to the first year where they had open spring and everybody, with the early spring and all that good stuff. All those things. So personal records. There's some speed on the team that made him smile. There's 2 particular players that he was extremely happy about. We're going to talk about those guys in particular. So we're definitely going to get some good football breakdown today. I'll tell you what, because this conversation is going to get definitely carried away. We'll take our first early commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin on 93.9 The Ville.
Hey guys, it's Andy Sweeney here. When it was time to expand our offices and studios at ESPN Louisville, guys, the choice was easy. Realm Construction. Find them online today, realmconstruction.com. They're family owned and have been serving the Louisville area now for 60 years. Owners Rich Banks and Bill Receiver could not have been easier to work with. Their knowledge, professionalism, and attention to detail were absolutely top-notch. Bottom line, Realm Construction did everything they said they would do and more. Realm Construction specializes in commercial general contracting. You've probably seen their work at 4th Street Live, as well as many healthcare facilities around the area. For their full portfolio, visit realmconstruction.com. We trusted Realm Construction for our expansion, and you should too. For your next project, use Realm Construction. Online at realmconstruction.com or give them a call, 581-9191.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Hi again, Brian Wiegand with Century Mortgage, a division of Bay Equity Home Loans. As many of you know right now, buying and selling in this market is extremely competitive. There's no better time to get ready. Being pre-approved can make the difference. It's a great time to call Century Mortgage or visit centurymortgage.com. Kentuckiana's premier mortgage lender. Century Mortgage, a division of Bay Equity Home Loans. We are here to get you home.
Century Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 76988. We're your home for Kentucky Derby 147.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
With a full day of pre- and post-race coverage, including the Run for the Roses.
And they're into the stretch.
And it all plays right here on ESPN Louisville and the ESPN Louisville app. Twin Spires coverage of the Kentucky Derby is presented by Cox's Smokers Outlet, Baptist Health, Buff City Soap, and UPS Jobs.
Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
Many people have figured out over the last few months what a great thing it is to have a home gym. And many of our listeners have figured out what most of our staff already knew around here, and that's that Fitness Market is the place to turn to when you're starting or adding to your home gym. Right now, Fitness Market is loaded up on strength equipment, dumbbells, kettlebells, squat racks, power racks. Fitness Market has tripled the amount of inventory they normally have, and you can see it all in their newly expanded showroom on the corner of Plantside Drive and Waterson Trail. They have all the great brands like Hoist, Spirit, Body Solid, you name it. The highest quality equipment is at Fitness Market. I love the Precore treadmill I've had for a couple of years from there, and the adjustable dumbbells have proven to be invaluable over the last few months. So head on over to Fitness Market now. They have two locations, Westport Road inside the Snyder and Plantside Drive and Waterson Trail, where they have their newly expanded showroom. Or check them out online at thefitnessmarket.com.
At Kroger, everything we sell is guaranteed fresher than fresh because our associates constantly check to make sure everything is at the peak of freshness. That means peeking at the peaches, spying on the steaks, and delving deep into the dairy department. So everything we sell is guaranteed fresh, or we'll make it right. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the big $10 sale when you mix and match in multiples of 2, 4, 5, or 10. So many great deals. Stock up now. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Being a mom is one of the toughest jobs around during a normal year. And this past year was anything but normal. So this Mother's Day, Genesis Diamonds invite you to join us in celebrating and appreciating the mothers in our lives. Stop in and let one of our trusted advisors help you find a special, meaningful gift. Layering necklaces, stackable rings, eternity bands, pearls, elegant diamond pendants, and of course, stunning diamond earrings. Great Mother's Day ideas for any budget. There's no doubt we love Mom, but sometimes a little extra appreciation goes a long way as a thank you for helping us through challenges, making more sacrifices, and always putting the family first. So whether it's her first Mother's Day or her 60th, Mom deserves a gift that's anything but ordinary. And at Genesis, that's our specialty. Timeless gifts of jewelry that she can enjoy and cherish for decades to come, and always be reminded of how special she is to the family, especially after a year like we've just had. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Look, I mean, our guy, Derek A. Stewart, sitting right with me.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there freaking out because Montrez was going 1,000 miles an hour.
He was.
Which is why Montrez is Montrez.
It was
and we were like,
terrifying.
It was terrifying.
He was on my team.
Right.
Yeah.
And people were fouling him.
Oh, yeah, hard. Yeah, it was like we were playing the police. And I'm like, some of y'all, I was like,
What? Why are you fouling Montrezl Harrell like that?
no. And I'm like, I don't see y'all out on the street, bro. Like,
there's a little elevated aggression in here.
where did all the 6'7" policemen come from? Because when they said we're playing the police, I was like,
so you're saying they had ringers?
Yeah. Like the bull they brought in to I was beating and banging with. I was like, good God.
So that
but after about
funny.
2, I was like, okay, dude, like, yeah, I'm not.
So definitely shout out Derek A. Stewart, JP Pirtle. Definitely shout out
thing, man.
Torchy's Tacos, his personal friend. Steven.
Ooh, okay.
Listen,
you
Steven.
tell me about it in the break.
Steven and Carrie. Carrie makes the best carrot cake on the planet.
Oh, wait, whoa, time out. You know I'm a carrot cake guy. You know, people that know me know I go when I go to Ruby's, I mean, yeah, you boys don't pay for it. like, hey, they're always like, they literally come out at Jeff Ruby's, Marques, and say, rummage carrot cake. And I'm like, yes. It comes on that little Kentucky board.
Listen, I won't say the former restaurant they were at, right? But you know how it is. Good energy begets good energy.
Sure.
Ends up being a conversation. I'm out there with Jill, getting a bite to eat. And then, good conversation leads to, oh man, my wife makes the best carrot cake and on the planet and whatever. And just, they had some carrot cake for us one time. And now they opened a restaurant called Torchy's Tacos.
I'm in. Sold.
I don't have to sell you on it.
I'm done. Sold. Let's go.
Well,
Torchy's Tacos. Okay, where are we at?
They sent a message. They said they actually met Coach Mack last night. So it was
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, that's gonna be another part of another story that we're gonna get to, but that's gonna be some fun. Okay, let's get back on point, get back on task. Scott Satterfield, right?
I appreciate y'all with the carrot cake updates, man, because I will go get it. Listen, there's a place down in Pigeon Forge called Boss Hog Barbecue. It's off of I can't remember.
You said Boss Hog Barbecue?
Yeah, dude, it's Tennessee. It's Tennessee. Right, yeah. Listen, it's an old house that they renovated, and there's a big porch, and you go out there, you eat, you go in. I got brisket, and they made a 4-layer carrot cake, dude. And it was just.
Did you take it with you?
No, I mean, I got a piece.
No. Did you finish the piece?
Yes. No, I did.
I don't think I could finish a good piece of carrot cake. I can't finish in one session.
It was perfect. So yeah. But anyway, so all right, man. I'm starving.
Right. Okay. So Brian, you were kind enough to get us
Coach Satterfield.
What are the people most? Okay, I'm gonna go down the sound sheet, Steve, and I want you to just make the selection, or you can text it in, or you can call in. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. Who made this sound sheet? You know what? Do I even trust this sound sheet if it didn't come from one of us, Steve?
Absolutely not. But we're going to.
I told you it looks like 2 people started cutting it. So
that's all right. We'll figure it out. Okay. Appreciate people cutting it.
It is draft day, so we could talk to Tu and Hawkins.
No, that's not what people care about. God bless them, and that's great. And I hope they go somewhere great for them, and they have great careers. But I'll tell you what people want to know. What is he planning on doing? Because he did mention yesterday, we're not done bringing in some people.
Let's start Satterfield 1A, Brian.
And I know right now there's a lot of talk out there nationally about recruiting, because that's kind of what the phase we're in right now, where commitments are starting to come in for some teams. We're being very selective with that, because we kept that in mind, of the fact that we may only have scholarship wise 10 to 12 scholarships as we look at it for the 22 class. Not very many as you look at it compared to maybe 20, 25, 27, depending on where you're at. If you have to limit that to 10, we got to be very selective. If you're looking at that, that's only maybe 5 per side of the ball. Where we're always going to try to sign offensive linemen, and we need a quarterback. We know, so it's very limited in our scholarship numbers. I know. So, fans and people out there look and say, okay, what are you guys doing? Well, we're very active in our recruiting. We have they are having opened this up. So in June, right now, we're having 2 official visits in June. weekends, but then we'll have some one-offs in there as well. But 2 official visit weekends, the second weekend in June and the third weekend in June, where we're going to bring in probably 10 to 12 recruits each weekend during that time. We're also going to have camps this summer. That's going to be, we already passed. And so we have them on our website. I mean, we have, I think, maybe 4 one-day camps. We have an O-line, D-line camp, and a specialist camp. So we are going to have camps to be able to see. We haven't seen recruits on campus in so long, and a year and a half. So we can't wait for that. So June's going to be very busy for us. But I did want to let you guys know, as far as scholarships, the number is going to be very limited. So we're very particular in what we're going to be taking this year as it pertains to scholarships. So I know that's a big talking point out there that I've been hearing about.
Every time I listen to Coach Satterfield talk, I want to retroactively get angry and have that conversation again. Just the South Carolina conversation. He's a football guy.
Yeah.
He is a football guy.
Absolutely.
You can hear he doesn't even know how to BS the right way when it comes to camps.
No.
And I'm going to point out something that's comical to me. And I would have rather him lied about it. He should lie to y'all faces more often, but he's not going to. He sounds like a football purist in every way, shape, form, or fashion.
Absolutely.
And I just want, again, you're going to have to grow some appreciation for having a guy who's only locked into football and is not PR savvy, right? Like I'd prefer him not be PR savvy at this point. That can come later.
Yes.
But you listen to him explain every aspect of his recruiting, every aspect of what he has going on. So even listening to him talk about things are opening up now, recruiting, we're going to get some. So Steve, when you have certain kind of camps,
yes,
as a university,
absolutely,
camps are supposed to be made for development.
Sure.
When you have 4 one-day camps, Steve,
yeah,
you want to see players.
That's it. That's completely what you want to do.
And coach, you're not supposed to get on air and say,
yeah,
we get to take a look at some guys.
Well, yeah,
coach, you're supposed to say, we have some camps. We're going to really help some young players get better.
Well, no, there's some guys that we're kind of on the fence about offer or do we not, and we're going to bring them in and we're going to watch how they work. It was my softball thing, and it was like, run the bases. Okay, you're not playing,
right?
Yes.
Should he just change the word camp to recruiting session?
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what they
There's
are.
going to be about 4 people that don't belong in anybody's college camp, and they're going to be in this campus, and they're going to get a different experience. They're going to, you're in group B.
Yeah.
Right. And he's going to get a good look at some particular players that he's interested in.
And he said,
and he said it.
He said, look, and we're recruiting. We got a heck of a lineup for June. Like I said, they've already got Caleb Johnson in the mix. They're probably going to get Pi Williams in the mix this weekend. And then, in June, we've got some really dang good players coming in. Like I said, I mean, I read you the guys coming in and who they were in on. I mean, there's a good chance they're going to land a top 11 safety in Trey Donaldson. I mean, this is a guy. These are guys that can play. I mean,
But again, specific needs and wants, not wide casting recruiting net for rankings sake.
Yeah, no, we don't need 20-some guys. We have a younger team. And a lot of it is guys he's recruited now
that he feels like he can win with over the course of
I think I saw a stat the other day where they said there was only like 6 guys on the team or something like that played for Bobby Petrino now. So, I mean, it's like, dude, he's going out and he's going to be selective with what he wants. And like I said, he even laid it out to you. I want probably 4 or 5 DBs.
Yep. I want each time.
Yeah. He said, I want a quarterback in every class. We'll probably take a running back, maybe a receiver, and a couple of linemen. Like, he was like, that's just pretty much what we're going to take. There's that. He also got into, though, not being done this year.
Oh, right.
Hitting the transfer market.
That's what, Brian, you can go to that number 2A. Because he talked about that, and we owe it to ourselves to go through that.
To answer your question, yes, we are still actively looking, at some certain spots where guys out there, there's a ton of guys out there, but we just don't want to get a guy just to get a guy. I think we want guys that have experience, that have played the position where we have positions of need. I think, nose tackle for us is a position of need that we certainly wanted to address. I think safety is right now the next spot where we have a position of need. We want to try to we got some good young players here, but maybe there's a guy out there that has some experience, that have played a bunch of ball, that can come in here and give us some depth at the safety position. So I think that's probably a spot. The biggest need right now for us on our football team will be that spot. And we have some scholarships available for that. So we'll see what else is going to be out there. We know right now as teams are finishing up spring ball and spring games and having their exit interviews, that we're starting to see more and more guys that are getting in the portal and kind of seeing where it's at. And for us, it doesn't have to be a guy that's played at the Power 5 level. We don't mind looking at those guys maybe a little bit level down that have started for 3 or 4 years, all conference where they came from, and bringing. That's the kind of experience we want to bring in. That people that have that experience, that have played some good ball, that maybe in high school got overlooked for whatever reason, but they have a chip on their shoulder and they've continued to excel and play, and that's kind of what we've been looking for. Trey Clark's a great example of that. Trey Clark was a guy who went to Liberty, and he came here and shoot all conference ACC corner, and maybe one of the top corners in the league this year. So he's a great example of what we're looking for.
That'll work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Liberty's Trey Clark is a great example of may have gotten overlooked but can play.
Yeah.
Notice he particularly said guys that have played a lot of good football and have a chip on their shoulder, almost like he preferred.
Yeah.
Instead of, you didn't get the starting spot at South Carolina at safety and you think you want to go to Louisville, but you really still haven't been on the field like that. Hey, you may have some talent, but I know this guy from Southern Miss has played 3 years all conference level football.
Yeah.
Whatever your Louisiana Techs or your UAB, Birmingham, or I want guys who have 3 years. That means they know how to stay healthy. They know how to take care of their bodies. They know how to get through a long, rigorous season.
Yeah, absolutely.
For my immediate help, and I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, no, 100%, and that's something that I fight, because I saw the Penn State corner, which don't get me wrong, I'll still take these guys. He come in as a freshman. He didn't win the starting job. He was a 4-star guy. And after his first year, he was looking to leave. Steve Rummage says, well, you got to go get that guy, especially when he's on there talking with Trey Clark, and maybe they do take a look at him. I don't know. But I'm just using that for example. But then I listen to him and I'm like, but that makes a lot of sense too.
Right. If I'm bringing you in as a transfer for immediate punch, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like I have to know something. I have to already know something, like, okay, I recruited you. I was, you maybe I got in on you early at App State, and then you end up going to Penn State, and I'm like, okay, I can't do anything about that.
Sure.
But yeah, not just potential.
No.
If I'm going to need you to step in and play safety, I'm not going the nose. I'll take anybody. Sure. A Penn State nose transfer. I don't even.
And he said, he said, maybe another interior guy and a safety, and safety makes sense. Ben Perry, we think is going to be good, but he's young. He's a true freshman. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you're a 5-star. True freshmen don't always come in and play. Or at least don't want to count on them.
And they won't pull the trigger on on their instincts.
Right. Yeah. I think Kendrick Duncan's locked one of those spots down. But and then you also have like I said, the Levy Jenkins thing. We don't know what's going to happen with that. I think he'll end up playing, but we still don't know. And even if he does, he's suspended for right now.
It would be dangerous to speculate on that part.
To wait either way. So I get what he's saying, man. I need to go out and get one more guy who is, and I don't think the safety one necessarily has to be a stud, even though I do think that you bring it, a stud's not afraid to come here at the safety position, though. Like, I do think it's not like where in basketball we say it's going to be tough at some of these positions. Y'all realize to go get a stud, because they're going to be like, no, I'm not going there.
That's a traffic jam.
Yeah, are you crazy? But
especially when Pittsburgh has 6 people on their roster. And
I'm going to go start in the ACC over here or go to Louisville, and I don't know, Louisville football right now, especially they could go get a stud at the nose tackle or the safety position. Because I mean, I think you're going
at the nose. It's like, dude,
yeah,
we get the right nose.
Sure, could change the season,
like,
man.
Like Coach Brown, youngest up, you can sell somebody on
absolutely
on quick, big time effect on this team.
Yeah, because right now you really only have 3 guys. I mean, Des Tail, who was hurt. I think Malik Clark, a few, and then there was another one I'm trying to think off the top of my head that can really play that big nose spot, you know. So we do have a few guys that can go interior, go in and out both. But yeah, I mean that's a big deal, man. So I liked hearing that. Again, go back to your point though. He's a football guy, man. He's got a plan. This is who I want. These are the guys I want right here. He did mention later about possibly even bringing in another receiver. I did hear that. So it was like, I mean, we know what we need, Jared Dawson, good call, text line. And I like him, but again, that's a redshirt freshman, so it's kind of one of those deals where you're like, okay, guys can play, and or I don't know if he redshirt, he might not redshirt last year, but
okay, I'm gonna listen. While I do appreciate our sound sheets getting clipped up and all that good stuff, and people spend their time and going through these Satterfield clips, I do want to interject this as just a fun little moment. What's his name, Steve? I lost it. Tyler Harrell.
Yeah.
So during this, I hate that comment didn't make the sound sheet, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But listeners, if you did not watch the Coach Satterfield press conference, it is available on GoCards.com, I believe. If you didn't watch it, Coach Satterfield says, I watched a guy just run the fastest time that I've ever seen ran with my own 2 eyes in all of my years of football. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Steve, I've just watched the fastest 40 time I've ever seen run with my own 2 eyes in all of my years of football.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Who? Tyler Harrell? He's a receiver. I think he's from. Is he from Georgia? He's not. Florida?
You should have looked at my face and known exactly where he was from.
What is he? He's a sophomore, I think.
Red shirt freshman, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. He's a young guy.
Out of Christopher Columbus, Miami, Florida.
Okay. Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he is.
Because of course he is. Of course we have a Miami guy out of Christopher Columbus that just ran a 4.1940.
Yeah.
So Satterfield's laughing. He says, yeah, I'm going to try to find some ways to get him the ball.
Yeah. We're going to figure out how to get Tyler the ball. And I use him a little bit like Tutu. Just, yeah. No, that's solid, man.
He said, and at the lowest, it was like a 4.28.
I know. Louisville's receiving core is going to be interesting this year because here's the thing. Outside of Justin Marshall, they don't really have the prototypical bigger guy. That's why I think if he did bring in a receiver, it would probably be that. But they have a ton of guys like Braden Smith, and now if Tyler Harrell's going to play more, and Shea Wirtz and guys like that are kind of like that, they're going to be fast. They're going to be fast. I don't know how many of them are going to go up and take a ball away from a big DB or anything, but I mean he's a smart guy, so I mean I'd say he'll work around that. Now I know they did bring in the one guy, but he is pretty good size, but he's a true freshman. I just in college football, I'm like,
no, right,
no,
just don't even worry about it, y'all.
Yeah, so but Jordan Watkins, God bless. How did I? Good call.
Yeah, you screwed up.
Yeah, yeah. So
we got to get back to our
and Harold was a track guy. do remember that.
Yep. He was track
when he
guy.
come out. Yeah.
He was 4.4 out of high school.
Yeah. It's insane. I mean, Keitrell Clark ran a 4.3 the other day because they did a pro day. They did an in-house pro day. So, yeah, Jordan Watkins, another one. Yeah. I mean, you got guys all around, but it's going to be a different receiving core, man. It's going to really look like a bunch of slot guys out there and Justin Marshall,
but and Justin Marshall looked the part more than any receiver we've had.
Yeah. He disappointed me a little bit though. He
just drops or adjustments to the ball in the air.
Both. I thought he was going to be better last year than what he was. So I'm hoping he kind of gets it rolling because I had a lot. I mean, he's a 4-star coming in.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I mean, he had offers from Auburn everywhere.
You know what it
seemed breakout though.
You know what it seemed like with him? It seemed like he didn't get opportunity. So when he finally got one, he he's kind of like, geez, this is my one chance, and if Malik didn't get it to him, it's like, I mean, I can imagine going insane if I get my number called and Malik doesn't get me the ball.
I mean, when you got guys like Dez and Tutu on the roster as well, and you're looking at those guys going, how am I gonna beat out these guys? And then every time you go out, you're afraid to make a mistake because you're like, well, no, these guys are gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't play like that, but it's like, man, like again, it takes two, the quarterback and receiver. You have to have good timing on it. It has to be your call, but it's like, dude, you had a couple of drops when you didn't need them. Like we needed you to come up with those plays.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it would be like getting wasted so bad at practice that you had to leave,
Yeah.
You might,
like
that's not Freudian.
Those practices that you just can't stop your man.
Bless his heart, man. That hurt my feelings.
It makes you think about just like, I don't know if this is the place for me. I can't stop anybody. Like,
that's a little tease, Brian. For some news down the road, possibly.
Okay.
Different sport, so don't worry.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah.
We're like I said, I wish.
Oh gosh,
the Tyler Harrell would have been cut, and I wish the Trevor Reed. But we're going to talk a little bit more about Trevor Reed and some more things going on.
Yeah. I need to remind people.
Yeah.
We're your Derby stations, and we're just one day away from the running of Kentucky Derby.
Can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Kentucky is leading the way in delivering life-saving vaccines to the world, and it's all thanks to our central location, major highways, and world-class logistics industry, which also drives our economy. But it's been a long winter, and our roads are crumbling, becoming dangerous for our families and workers. We need Frankfort to act now and pass House Bill 561 to save our roads. If they don't, it'll be... Call your state legislators at 1-800-372-7181 and tell them to pass House Bill 561. This ad paid for by the Kentucky Infrastructure Coalition.
You'll hear Kentucky Derby 147 right here on ESPN Louisville, ESPN 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville. Time now for another Derby flashback.
We've seen long gaps between Triple Crown winners, but in the 70s, there were 3. The final one was the 1978 Derby winner, Affirm. His rivalry with Alydar started in the Derby with a field of only 11 horses.
Side takes command again. Believe it is second. Alydar gains ground third. They're in the final furlong. It's Affirm with Stevie Calkin sewing the way by 2.5. Believe it with Edmund Willies next on the outside. Alydar is third, but it's going to be Affirm. Affirm with Steve Calkin is going to win this 104th running of the Kentucky Derby. Alydar is second. Believe it third. Gap of 4 legs followed by...
Affirmed and Alydar would run 1 and 2 in all 3 legs of the Triple Crown. 18-year-old Steve Coffin was the winning jockey, and Cuban-born Laz Barrera was the winning trainer.
This Derby flashback is presented by Twin Spires. And a reminder, you can hear Kentucky Derby 147 Saturday on ESPN Louisville. An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by L81, Kentucky's original ginger soft drink since 1926. Happy Derby, everyone, and as Kentucky Derby 147 continues to approach, ESPN Louisville continues to bring you the best coverage, as we are your exclusive home for Kentucky Derby 147. Yesterday, Derby trainer Steve Osmussen joined our very own Bob Valvano on the V Show, and he talked about what one of his horses, Midnight Bourbon, will need to do to win the Derby.
He would be up to, physically and mentally up to, a clean concentration and a clean break, and maintain extremely solid fraction that would run the rest of the field off their feet.
You can catch that full interview plus all of our other great interviews on the Diener Show on the ESPN Louisville SoundCloud page or at 939theville.com. And as I said earlier, we are exclusive home for Kentucky Derby 147 with our coverage beginning on Saturday at 8 a.m. and going all the way through 9 p.m., including the race. We'll also have Oaks Day coverage, which will begin at noon and roll till about 7 p.m. Moving on to football news, former Louisville quarterback Teddy Bridgewater was traded from the Carolina Panthers to the Denver Broncos last night for a 6th-round pick in tonight's NFL draft. Our coverage of the NFL draft will begin at 7 p.m. tonight on all ESPN Louisville stations, with the first pick happening at 8 o'clock. Head coach Scott Satterfield met with the media yesterday, and he talked about Des Fitzpatrick, Tutu Atwell, and Javian Hawkins entering the draft.
They played themselves into this opportunity, and I think I'm excited for them to be able to see that. As an NFL guys, I mean, they got their criteria, what they look for, and this and that. And the biggest thing, I'm talking to some of these NFL people, and the biggest thing is what's inside. The biggest thing is what's in their heart. How hard are they going to go? They're going to come to work every single day and go hard. Well, these guys, when they were here on the practice field, in the way they went hard.
We will also have the 2nd and 3rd round coverage tomorrow, starting at 7 o'clock on all ESPN Louisville stations as well. Sticking with football news, but this time on the college side, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta has announced they are going to be moving to full capacity in September, which means the Alabama-Miami matchup on September 4th will be at full capacity, as well as the Louisville-Ole Miss game, which is Louisville's season opener on September 6th. Moving on to Major League Baseball news, the Cincinnati Reds could not complete the sweep against the Los Angeles Dodgers last night, as they lost 8-0 after winning the first 2 games of the series. Nick Senzel led the way for the Reds, going 4 for 4, and the Reds will look to bounce back when they start their 3-game series against the Cubs tomorrow at 7:10. Sticking with baseball news, but this time on the college side, the University of Louisville baseball team continues to prepare for their 3-game series against Clemson over the weekend, The first game is set for tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and it'll be on one of our sister stations, 1450, due to our coverage of the NFL Draft. And last but certainly not least, it was announced yesterday that 93.9 The Ville was the most listened to sports station in the month of March. We appreciate all you listeners out there who listen to us on a regular basis. It's what keeps us going, and we very much appreciate it. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marques Maybin is next. This is Sportszone.
Born from a legend, enjoy.
Why not?
Robert Mondavi wasn't just any winemaker, he was a visionary, an iconoclast, a rock star. In 1979, he founded Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi.
Oh, I know.
Putting good wine on every American.
Hey, if I want to praise our station, I'm going to.
What you like what you drink. Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi.
Yeah.
One for all. Please enjoy our wines responsibly. 2021 Woodbridge Winery at Campo, California.
The sounds of spring can often be followed by the sounds of a broken air conditioner. So if you hear your AC unit making some unwanted noises, call DFH Company today. Buy a complete drain system and receive a free UV light, which cleanses the airflow throughout your duct system, plus 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility dates, details, and restrictions subject to credit approval.
Make your life better with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a warehouse worker and be part of an industry-leading organization that believes in promoting from within. Earn $14.50 per hour plus a $175 weekly bonus for some shifts. And you might even be eligible for a program that helps you graduate college debt-free. Enjoy an active job with big-time growth opportunities at UPS. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/Louisville. That's .com/Louisville.
Damn.
Keyshawn Johnson, NFL Draft Profile.
The biggest need for the Baltimore Ravens, the wide receiver position. Terrence Marshall Jr. from LSU is a perfect fit with Hollywood Brown to give Lamar Jackson that weapon that he needs so desperately they must select a receiver.
Coverage of Round 1 begins tonight at 7 o'clock on all ESPN Louisville stations.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Man, I stepped on that one.
Brian sets his music up perfect.
I try to.
Yeah, he does it for a reason.
And I totally stepped on that one. So since I'm already ruining things, let me just go ahead and pass along. Maybe I'll ruin one more thing for everybody. That's a terrible read. You got some advertising, Steve?
I do, man. God, that was what a loser. That was loserish. Guess I'll screw everything up for everybody. ESPN Louisville is once again your home for the NFL Draft. Tonight, we'll have round 1 at 7 o'clock on all ESPN Louisville stations. And then tomorrow, we'll have rounds 2 and 3. So the NFL Draft on ESPN Louisville is presented by OPC Pest Control, UPS Jobs, The Mower Shop, and Betts Rivers Sportsbook.
Now, since Steve Rummage has saved me, let me save you by telling you about DFH Company, because temperature control is one of the most important resources one could have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH is definitely the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at DFH.com or DFHcompany.com. Also, right now through June, Mitsubishi is currently offering a $500 rebate on multi-zone systems. So at the very least, you need to check into these things. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
Yeah, and I want to remind people, because this is a day I feel like I've missed the last couple. So thanks to Adam and his staff for dropping off Wing Zone Catering to the ESPN Louisville studios. Try the ESPN Louisville special that I always say is one of our best. 10 boneless wings, wedges, and a drink for just $9.39. Just mention ESPN Louisville. That's good 7 days a week. Or try the $9 lunch specials. Order online at wingzone.com, perfect for Oaks and Derby, or visit their 2 locations at Hikes Point and the Poplar Level Road location at Quarry Center.
So, Brian, you want to say goodbye? You want to sign off? You want to let everybody know why our show is about to go to complete? Listen,
this sucks.
This is what happens, Steve.
I know.
When you have top listening numbers in the month of March, the conspiracy just goes a little bit
they're
further.
like, send in Nikki.
Send in
The like, when your ratings are good, they're like, send in Nikki.
As soon as your ratings start hitting their stride.
Oh, yeah.
Look.
Yeah. Give me the lefty. Yeah. Give me the lefty.
Well, hey, I do appreciate Nick coming in to fill in for the last hour. We have a busy day for Louisville dog walkers. You know, a lot of people are heading out to the track for Thurby. So I have a lot of additional walks today in the afternoon. I had it all worked out, and then we had a walker who had a family death in the family a couple days ago, and obviously I wanted to help her out. So
you didn't tell him to be at work?
I added an extra walk, and in order to do so, I needed an extra hour to kind of get out there and be able to do it, because it's a different part of town than I live in. So it's a drive for me to get out there and back. So I appreciate Nikki V coming in, filling in for me for the second hour, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow on Oaks Day.
See you later, Brian.
See you, buddy. Nikki just cracked the beer in the background. Did you hear that?
I did. It's like, you could literally hear it.
Thanos, fellas.
Okay.
I am inevitable. What can I say?
Well, let's chat for a second since you're here.
Okay.
Nick Valvano is joining us to do the last hour, people.
Because here's the thing with Nick.
That was me cheersing my focus can into the microphone.
Well, I'll be honest.
It all over the board. Totally wrecking the show.
Already. Here we go. No, Nick, you're really quiet for some reason.
That won't be.
There we go. There we go. And by the way, something I think we're going to do, Nick obviously is the producer of the Bob Valvano show
right
at noon. I think we're going to play Satterfield at the end of the show.
Okay.
And we'll help Nikki V be able to get on and get everything ready too as well, so that way he's not held up here.
Damn decent of you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll do that. But Nick took a lot of crap.
I'm curious about this conversation.
Nick took a lot of crap, man. Nick, if people want to know, Nick Valvano set up or come to us a few weeks ago and set up a softball league, or ask if we wanted to set up a softball league.
The idea around.
Right. We talked about it on the show at length, and we'll chat about it a little bit today too. But Nick took some serious heat because Nick was catching bullets from everywhere with he's going to screw it up. It's not going to work out. And I was one of the ones that was like, no, I think he's going to get together. I mean, he sounds like he knows what he's doing, whatever.
All you do is look for the energy.
Yeah.
If you have the energy to do it,
yes,
it'll get done.
No, absolutely. And here's the thing. While he was taking heat, I said, I'm going to stick by his side. And here's the problem. It's perfect.
Is that Hans Zimmer?
This is perfect. Yeah, it's perfect.
This is the official song of the Gas Bags because we've assembled the Avengers.
Yes.
Herded the cats.
So Nick would come in. He would come in.
People.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But he would come into group text, and every time he comes with the Samuel L. Jackson thing. It's like, I'm here to talk about the Avengers initiative, and so we get it rolling. Then we hit a snag, and people pounce.
They, almost like they were waiting on him to screw it up.
Oh, it was
like confirmation bias was kicking in.
Exactly when the snag comes up, it was like, told you, boom. The Lions were out, just like knew it. And I was like, It's not over yet. And Nick said, I'm going to figure it out, right? So the day goes by.
Are we going to talk about the snag? Like, what was the snag in particular?
The snag in particular was not really Nick's fault.
Okay.
It was a little my fault, but
it was a little his fault, but it wasn't as bad because there was a league we were going to get in. They took an extra team, right? That from another league, and Nick was kind of getting things together and didn't fully get it, get us 100% in, but the guy knew we wanted to get in. Nick, the Lions come, they jump on Nicky V, but Nicky V comes through. He comes through the next day,
son.
Through the smoke. He walks in the door, cape behind him, slow-mo. It was weird because I was walking and I stopped, my body started. I was like, oh, dude.
Was it like when Greg Fokker had the cat?
Yes.
And he was like,
yes. He was like, yeah, and he's pointing. And Nick's got his phone and he's like, we're in, baby. And I'm like, wait a minute, you got it? And sure enough, Nick Valvano come through, and we are now in a softball
What
league.
were the apologies like for the people who were betting against him?
I didn't need them, Marcus. It's okay.
Did you get them?
No, I'm not asking for them because, damn it, the gas bag / the radio chubbies, we don't know what we're going to call our name yet, are only going forward. No looking back, man. All gas, no brakes.
And gas bags. I'm not doing that. No.
What about radio chubbies?
No. No.
I mean, we're not going to be like some generic name like the Wildcats.
Why can't we be off constantly?
That could be dead air. We can be dead air.
Listen, no, listen. What happens if you were playing a team? Okay, let me ask you. If you were playing a team and their name was Brian hassles the show when he's on there, and then look, Brian, you let the chair go.
Get out of here, Brian.
Yeah, you let the chair go, bro.
This is what it feels like. This is called anxiety. When you're scared to leave work, get out of here.
Nick,
it was killing him. Killing him.
If you were
this is his baby. You wanted to make sure that I mean, if you listen carefully, you can actually hear the people. You can hear that phone. Sorry, but I'm Xing it. Call back.
That's okay. Yeah, tell him to call back
because you can hear the people going to Issel and Pratt the longer I prattle on. So
they're like, let's see what.
So Brian's trying to sully this thing into the river while I'm crashing it.
Nick, if you were playing a team, what happens do you say when you're like, okay, we beat Team A, right? If you were coming in. If you were like, you're coming in to tell Marques the next day, you're like, hey, we beat Team A, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What if our name was off constantly?
Off constantly?
Yeah.
God.
What would you say?
I'd say, Biscuit, get us some hats, damn it.
Like what?
We defeated off constantly.
We did. Wait, I don't get it.
That was perfectly timed at the end of the music. That was awesome.
I am really, really looking forward to it though, man. I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Okay, listen, we kind of got derailed for a second, and I don't mind that because at some point I was going to derail it. So now this is going to kind of be extended derailing of the show.
Oh, great.
So I got into a big issue, and I want to know if I went overboard on this.
Are you talking about yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't talk to you about this part. Which part were you talking about?
I was talking about when you went and violently screamed at the people outside.
Oh, I forgot about that.
No, you didn't hear about that?
Oh, no,
oh
I did not hear
man.
this.
Oh, wow.
That's the problem. Like, occasionally, I know it's weird. I do a little bit of prep, so I'm not always able to listen to like you guys all the time.
I had a moment.
Oh, I missed it.
No, nobody ever gets to see me get emotional, right? Like, or get out of my window of comfort. You know what I'm saying?
Flustered.
Yeah,
Flustered,
right. Flustered. So I'm sitting here in our new beautiful studios, right? Right smack dab in front of me, a truck pulls up, right? I watch someone roll down the window about 6 to 8 inches, stick their balled up tissue out the window, and drop it on the sidewalk.
Oh, come on. Boo.
And I couldn't take it. That was the moment. Like, that was the moment. When I was driving into work, I saw them cleaning up all that stuff, like all the trash that collects as soon as you get off the expressway. You know, those places, a lot of people, unfortunately, dump stuff out at the first red light, and they were cleaning up that area. So when I drove in, I was like, this is awesome Derby time. They're cleaning up these areas. Great. So when I saw them drop that trash on that corner, I was like, no, not today, not me. This is my planet too. You know what I'm saying?
Backyard.
Yeah,
NIMBY,
yeah.
NIMBY, son.
Total NIMBY moment. So I open the door. God, I go right to the car and I go like hand down to the trash, right? And then they kind of give me the, 1 second. And I wanted to like take it up a notch, even like, no, you pick it up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of just make sure I lingered around to wait for them to pick them up. They eventually got the car and picked it up, right? Steve did make me feel bad though.
They had a hospital band on their arm. It was I was like, they just came from the hospital, dude. It's like,
but I didn't care, Nick.
Which, to be fair, if you just got out of the hospital, you probably shouldn't be throwing your snotty rags. Like, I would think over the last year, we've at least learned to I haven't even been I'll be honest, I haven't even been the super guy. Like, I've probably been pretty loose, but like even myself, over the last year, I've been like, okay, when I do the gas and stuff, I'm like, dude, sanitize your hands, kind of like you need to start
be a little mindful,
pick it up a little more. Right. Yeah. Like, so I mean, yeah, I was he's got his lights on. Get him. Where's he going? No, don't turn around.
Maybe they shouldn't have gave us a window.
Oh, get out. Police.
Listen, police.
Maybe he's just going to get his laundry.
He's with his lights on.
Maybe she's going to get her laundry.
Get him. Look, she's got her lights on. She's looking around. Oh no, this is bad. Somebody going down. Okay. All right. Well, don't give us no window.
Maybe it was the littering people again. That is that's a fine.
That's a
fine.
Especially
right lights are off.
Okay, lights are off. She didn't know they were on.
It's over.
Yeah. She was like, I was trying to get through traffic.
You're right.
If I was an officer of the law, I would constantly be hitting those by mistake.
Everybody says that.
Oh,
it wouldn't be a mistake.
Yeah,
It'd be ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I'm not even saying to get to try to beat traffic or whatever. My clumsy ass would hit him with the blinker and stuff. Like,
more fire
sirens.
truck.
I gotta look. I'm sorry.
Oh God, Steve. Nosy Nelly Steve. No, they're going the opposite way. You're an ambulance chaser. That's what you are.
I know.
So here,
all right, let's do it.
Okay, so here's what happened. Listen, the trash story was not where I was supposed to go with this. When it was actually, I ended up getting to an argument over my lack of empathy. Right? My severe lack of empathy. Apparently I'm a piece of crap. Right?
Okay.
So
you're in good company, sir.
I'm getting. Okay, conversation. Little boy, 4-year-old, is crying. He's crying, and friend of mine, I'll say she. My friend is telling me about this boy crying, right? Mm-hmm. And his helium balloon is floating away.
Yeah.
And he's sobbing uncontrollably, right? And she's like, oh my God, this is sad, whatever. And I'm like, no, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what do you mean that's great? Right? And I'm like, what you're watching is great. Like, what do you mean? What do I mean? And she's like, you think it's good? It's good. A kid's crying over his helium balloon. I said, all you see right now is the kid crying over the balloon. I said, what you didn't see is the moment the parent said, I'm gonna tie this balloon onto your hand so you don't lose it. You didn't hear that kid say, no, I want to hold my balloon. No, if you hold the balloon, if you lose, if it slips loose, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right. I guarantee that parent said, you sure?
Right.
Give
him multiple chances.
Yeah, multiple chances. I'm a parent. You've been a parent. Our parents have all been through losing a balloon.
Nick's been a kid.
Yeah.
I've
got a story about balloons.
We've all, like I said, we've all been in multiple positions to coach this situation, right?
Uh-huh.
So the balloon let go, and me as the parent, I would laugh hysterically.
Yeah.
You lost your balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at it go. Look. Look. Can you still see it? Look at that cloud right there. Look, see over to the left a little bit? That's where your balloon is. It's still going. Look, I would laugh at kid because I told you. And the pain of that kid crying is gonna be the reason the parent can coach and do their job in the future.
True.
You know, like you had to learn this lesson. I need you to enjoy the pain of losing that balloon and watching it float away. And I'm going to tell that kid, you do know that balloon's going to come down and some other kid's going to play with it in another city.
Yeah.
Now you're just rubbing salt in it
yes,
at that point.
Yes, because here's the thing. Next time I tell you something, like tie that balloon on your hand or do this or do that, you might listen or you'll be right back in this painful moment. So I'm like, girl, what you saw is a great moment in parental guidance history and a kid learning the value of something. You know, I would be mad if the kid wasn't crying because that means you didn't care about the balloon. But if you go out there and get him another balloon, he will never listen. He will never appreciate the painful moment of losing something he cared about because he didn't do the right thing. Tie it for safety or hold on to that thing like you care about it.
Right.
That's the best lifelong lesson you can get at 4 years old.
It was growth. That was
growth. And she's, well, you can't, you're just being harsh. Maybe you can do that with a daughter. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so sexist.
Yeah.
I'd laugh at a daughter,
Absolutely.
at a son. I'd laugh at my neighbor's daughter, at my cousins, everybody.
However you identify,
Yes.
I will laugh at your ass.
If you got the warning and you managed to let that balloon go out of the grip of your hands, you deserve to watch it float away forever. Forever. Start listening. Now get out. Now look. Now go back in the house and go get your basketball.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to argue with you, but your son's in the NFL. So I can't really put any I can't put any snark on it because like part of me wants to be like, man, you suck, you parent. And kind of have a fun show, but I'm like,
your kid plays on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's good parenting.
I know. I'm like, well,
and it
his
was
kid's in the
because
league, so
I laughed at him.
I got nothing
when the balloon floated away.
Yeah.
I know he learned that lesson.
No,
that
absolutely.
Way. I guarantee it.
No, this is how. Yeah, no, this is. I didn't do Elijah like that. I do Xavier like that.
So
is that that's the second one?
Yeah.
So I did not sound like an animal.
He's psychopath. Yeah. No, you didn't. You didn't. We were at church Sunday, and there was someone who was. They had a lot going. Some bad things happened in their life, right? You know, and they were very upset, and they were being prayed for and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is cool, you know. But it was, you know, there was a lot of pain there. You know what I mean? And Xavier comes over. All the other kids are kind of, Xavier comes over, lays up in my lap, goes to sleep, looks up. It's getting a little loud, you know. And I'm not talking like crazy. Like a loss, you know, a family loss. Xavier looks up, smiles, laughs, puts his head back down, goes back to sleep. I was like, he's nuts.
So
he's going to put some. I'm like, don't put your kid out on the football field with my youngest kid. Because he's
not going to end well.
Yeah, he's
okay.
crazy.
Well, transition back into football.
Okay.
Trevor Reed. Why did you cut up the sound? Why didn't you cut up Trevor Reed commentary from Scott Satterfield? Just throw somebody under the bus. Anybody.
It was
just randomly blame somebody. Blame Spencer.
Spencer Keatsman. It was Keatsman. We got Keatsman, Coop. Both of them.
Trevor
both supposed to cut it.
What do you remember about Trevor Reed? About Satterfield comments on Trevor Reed, offensive lineman Trevor Reed.
Well, he said because Trevor Reed was a guy coming last year. He's one of the top JUCO offensive linemen coming in. Crazy athlete. You saw the videos of him backflipping and stuff. He said as soon as Coach Bicknell got here, he told him, this guy, look, you're not one of your number one jobs. This guy got to play.
Repeat.
Yeah.
Coach Bicknell.
Yeah.
From Auburn. First order of business. This kid has to be a player on my team.
And then he said they went to Trevor and basically told him, you're starting tackle.
But get ready.
No, you're starting tackle. And if we're not good, I'm blaming you. Like, I'm telling you openly. That's why he's a football purist, man. I love it. He said, and now he didn't say it just like this, but I know football language. You know football language. He said, no, we put him as starting tackle and said, you're starting tackle. Look, and if this line ain't good, it's Trevor Reed's fault. And I'm going to say that.
But that's how good he is. That's how it's like he's okay. If you have a good season, you'll be hearing his name called.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's got that level,
like jump off the page level talent.
Yeah, and I loved it, man, because I mean that's what a football coach does. That's what they do. That's what they do in the deep South, man. You know, that's what they do at places like that. You bring a guy in, and you're like, hey, man, you got to be ready, bro. I recruited you to be ready. Yeah, and I'm watching you at 300 some pounds do round off handsprings. You got it.
Yep.
You're one of the strongest offensive linemen on the team.
No, he's gonna get the Jalen Withers grading system. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get the dude. You can't get A's. You're gonna get the David Johnson. You're not getting an A grade. Mm-hmm. Like it'll be damn near. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
A grade for you is gonna have to come from Packer and Durham, or or somebody outside of this area.
Yeah,
we're not patting you on the back. We're not going to sit there and, we probably won't compliment you too often in the press conferences and all that stuff. So just get used to it. Like your expectation level is crazy.
Yeah. But so that was a cool kind of segment there of just something for him when he kind of went that way. And you'll hear that because, like I said, we're going to play that at the end. We're going to play that in full. So you'll hear him chatting about that. But that was an important thing for the offensive line because we know Brian Hudson's going to be pretty good. You've got Cole Bentley back, you've got Trevor Reed, you've got pieces there that are good. You feel like the running game's good, so it's like
running back room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Correct. The running back room. I mean, so it'd be interesting to kind of see how that turns out, but I like that he put him on the spot like that.
Outside of the, and it's going to be kind of a unfair comparison, outside of the defensive line, how close are we to talking about Satterfield? And I'm not talking about just this is Coach Satterfield's third year, just trying to set expectations so we can have failure talking. Like, I mean, serious talk. Yesterday we talked about Coach Mack and getting some depth and he's moving kind of to the place where our eyeballs on your development more than your roster. I mean, is this like Coach Satterfield's final roster year, or is he moving kind of into
in your ear? You want that read sound? I got you.
The developmental place.
Yeah. We'll just take it. You want to take it as a whole?
What's that? Oh,
the Trevor Reed sound. You want to do that? Nikki V's got it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, appreciate that, man.
I think he's got great feet, and he's always been able to have great feet. So when you have really good feet, then you can pass protect. So you can move back, you can move in those quick defensive linemen, and be able to maneuver with them. I think the thing that he's really grown in is this run blocking. I think coming off the ball right away, knowing who to block in the run game, and then latching on, and then driving that guy down the field and finishing those blocks. To me, that's where he's gotten a lot better of really understanding the run game and knowing where he needs to go with that. So, I think this summer, as he goes, like I said, that'll be huge for him as we head into August camp. I think he could have a really, really solid year for us as we head into the fall at left tackle. He gives us a lot more players. So you think about him now, he was a backup last year. If he's starting, we feel really good. I mean, there's about 8 guys we feel we can get in there and play right now up front, the most depth we had since we've been here. And you think about even the last game, Austin Collins and Josh Black started the last game against Wake Forest, and offensively we had a pretty good day. I think, the other guy, Luke Kandra, is another guy who's had a great offseason. Luke Kandra, great offseason. He tested great, man. Luke Kandra, he actually ran the fastest 40 anybody up front. And his shoulder as wide as my desk. I mean, it's unbelievable how big Luke Kandra is. I mean, and he's a guy who's very young, and he's gotten better and better and better. Very excited about him. And, and I think, there's obviously other guys that have done some great things. Brian Hudson, Michael Gonzalez. I mean, we got some guys that we can play up front on top of the ones that started last year. So, I mean, we're excited about the guys up front.
I like it, man. And I'm glad that that's actually the perfect clip because that's a little past what we were just talking about and kind of went into what Trevor Reed can do. And I'm glad that we played that, because I was going to actually interject and bring up the Luke Kandra comment he made. I mean, there's some guys, man, that can play some football up front that are young.
Yeah, he sounds like he is. Okay, so
but that goes back to your point. I was going to say, now let me bring that back to what you were saying. I do think that Coach Satterfield is in the same boat as Coach Mack now, where I think that we're going, and football is so tough to do it with. So you give a little more slack in football, and you're not in basketball. We are Alabama, Clemson.
I'm groaning because it's inevitable, like Nikki Boo said.
Yeah,
it is inevitable to transition from. Okay, like, I know you have some challenges, but you have enough bodies in here, and you're listen, we got a full stadium in Georgia. Like, people's compassion for COVID excuse year starts going away the moment you say full capacity Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely. Fan production, or team production from fans, absolutely. I think that, like I said, you get a little more grace in football.
He's
around
at the front
here.
of that window. Coach Mack is more, and to catch you up in it. Once you start talking as an analyst or a fan about rosters having what it takes in most rooms, the transition between, okay, we need this kind of player, we need that kind of player. No. It's time to start coaching them up. It's time to start developing them. So we're kind of talking about that transition into now we're starting to judge him like, okay, what have you done with this guy? You've had this guy 2 years.
And that come off sound actually from Nick's show with Jeff Borzillo that we were listening to. Right. Yeah, we used that clip and was kind of talking about that, where he said the Louisville basketball roster is good. It's good. I mean, there's so yeah, I think so. But I think in football, you do get a little grace period. But here's the thing. This group of young guys need to be good at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's where we're kind of at, because that would be a true development of Coach Satterfield. But I don't know where anybody would question Coach Satterfield's development, though. That is one thing I'm kind of like, are we just going off?
And actually, there's one clip. I go 5. There's a clip talk. I think he's going to kick into the kind of development conversation. I did like hearing on the way out the door with these comments. Go ahead.
They played themselves into this opportunity, and I think I'm excited for them to be able to see that. As an NFL guys, I mean, they got their criteria, what they look for, and this and that. And the biggest thing, I'm talking to some of these NFL people, and the biggest thing is what's inside. The biggest thing is what's in their heart. How hard are they going to go? They're going to come to work every single day and go hard. Well, these guys, when they were here on the practice field, in the way they went hard. And you can tell anybody that has some ability that comes in here and puts the work in like that, they're going to be able to produce. And they did that. And I was telling these guys that are calling, listen, they're going to get better and better as they move on. So wherever you think they are right now, and if you like them, then it's going to be good if you get them, because they're going to continue to improve. They're going to play with the chip on their shoulder. Those are the kind of guys you want, in your program. And so I think, I'm excited for them. And I think wherever they go, they're going to have some great opportunity to really help their organization.
Hit 3, Nikki.
I think Fitzpatrick may have grew up more than anybody on our team.
This is development.
When we first got here, was a little bit immature and about the way he handled his business and about the way he did things. And then, after that first semester, kind of thought, okay, let's go, and had a really good, solid first year, and then decided to come back and work on his craft and, did everything as an unselfish player. And, I was telling Rocco earlier, I've had some calls from pro NFL teams that just this week that are interested in him. And the thing that stood out is the way his willingness to go block from the wide receiver position, which is kind of ironic because you think about how much production can I have catching the football and how many yards and touchdowns and all that. Well, his willingness to go block safeties and corners and linebackers are what has piqued interest in some teams, which is awesome for him, because I think that'll give him a chance, because he obviously can run and catch and all that, but his willingness to go block is something that team he created value for himself with that. So I think that in itself is going to help him, as it propels him to that next level as well.
Does that go under the category of development or convincing, or kind of like relationship coaching? Does that make sense? I'm okay. obviously the player has to put in the work.
Sure.
You getting him from immature to mature to putting in the work.
Oh yeah, no, the coach gets credit.
That
for
goes
that.
squarely into
I think
development.
so.
Okay,
I mean, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. You'll be able to hear it in a sound. We're gonna take our last commercial break really quick after this comment. The last question, 2-2. Coach comes in. He's talking about Javian Hawkins. He's third or fourth on the depth chart.
Okay,
he moves him up when he gets here. Is that talent evaluation? Is that roster talent evaluation? Does that go in the development category?
Yes,
moving him
absolutely.
From under Bobby you were 3-string or you were whatever.
Well, and you'll hear he says he tells you be on the lookout for guys. He said we're going to move some safeties to corners, some corners to safety. We're going to move some people around.
So roster changes go
Yeah.
squarely into player development as well.
Absolutely.
Quick commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin on 939 The Ville.
Being a mom is one of the toughest jobs around during a normal year. And this past year was anything but normal. So this Mother's Day, Genesis Diamonds invite you to join us in celebrating and appreciating the mothers in our lives. Stop in and let one of our trusted advisors help you find
I'm sorry, what? Oh, Satterfield? How long is he? Give me one second.
stackable rings, eternity bands, pearls, elegant diamond pendants, and of course, stunning diamond earrings. Great Mother's Day ideas for any budget. There's no doubt we love Mom, but sometimes a little extra appreciation goes a long way as a thank you for helping us through challenges, making more sacrifices, and always putting the family first. So whether it's her first Mother's Day or her 60th, Mom deserves a gift that's anything but ordinary. And at Genesis, that's our specialty. Timeless gifts of jewelry that she can enjoy and cherish for decades to come, and always be reminded of how special she is to the family, especially after a year like we've just had. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza.
Hoping to win a few bucks and looking for big winners in baseball or the NBA this weekend? Then tune into The Fine Line with Joe Wiz.
It's actually 22 minutes and 20 seconds. It's long as shit. I can trim half of it if you want. Okay.
Listen Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11, right here on ESPN Louisville. Presented by BetRivers.com, Indiana's hometown sportsbook.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
We're your home for Kentucky Derby 147.
Yeah, good call. I cut that opening thing where he gets into the scholarship numbers and stuff. Now it's 16 and a half. Yeah. Is that manageable? Okay, cool.
Louisville and the ESPN Louisville app. Twin Spires coverage of the Kentucky Derby is presented by Cox's Smokers Outlet, Baptist Health, Buff City Soap, and UPS Jobs.
Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
There's a vitality read in the in the log. Okay.
then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com.
Here we go, lads.
Radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
say conspiracy for the saboteur. Tell me you have something better than that. You just played Brian Hall's back-to-back music playlist. Anything.
This is gonna be
anything.
He pulled it up too. I just
now if he opens with Marques,
I know. Listen. This is gonna be. We're quickly going to not be the most listened to radio station. Very quick.
We're gonna have the biggest turnaround.
Yeah, it's gonna be the
a Satterfield-esque turnaround.
The bad way.
Yeah, the Bobby.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, man, it went from the number 1 to number 243rd in the city.
I'm the Brian Van Gorder.
Yeah.
There we go. A little old school.
I can handle that.
This is a song he played yesterday.
Welcome back. It's Middays with Marques Maybin. As always, 8150-93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. So here's what we're going to do, people. We are going to pass it off to Coach Scott Satterfield in his interview in entirety. I do want you to pay particular attention to him talking about the position groups, to him talking about the improvement. When he starts talking about the personal records that some of the kids got and the 4.1 speed, that'll just give you kind of a macro view of how good he feels with his roster. So when we start putting a little more pressure on his execution of his roster, on his coaching, on his discipline, on the ball security, I do like being able to transition a little more into football planning, like for play calling and and styles. I'm looking forward to transitioning into that part. So
I do appreciate all jokes aside, we do appreciate
get past that one more time. Remind people of our coverage.
Oh, okay. I would do that.
Yeah, definitely gotta hit that one before we get out.
I was just gonna say I appreciate Coach Nick, because I guess I have to call him Coach now. But yes. Let me read this. We want to remind you, we are your Derby stations. We're just one day away from the running of the Kentucky Derby 147. And a reminder that ESPN Louisville is your home for Twin Spires coverage of the Kentucky Derby, exclusive home of the Triple Crown. And again, he's terrible. And again, we'll feature the full race, and post-race coverage for both the Oaks and Derby. It's all in your Derby stations, ESPN 680, 1057, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app. We'll have coverage both tomorrow and Saturday all day long. And we'll be in tomorrow from 10 to noon. But Twin Spires coverage of Kentucky Derby 147 is presented by Cox's Smokers Outlet and Spirit Shops, Baptist Health, Buff City Soap, and UPS Jobs.
Take it away, Scott Satterfield.
Hey, Scott, Cameron with the Courier Journal. On the topic of the draft, Tutu and Dez.
Sorry.
Here.